Michael is in Alaska. Hey, Michael, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be talking to you.
You too. What's up?
Hey, so I just got a quick question. I got a little bit of consumer debt, and I own a home, so I got a little bit of equity. What are your thoughts on possibly taking out a HELOC or equity loan to pay off that consumer debt, bring down the APR and stuff like that, and then just throw that equity loan into my debt snowball?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because you're going to feel like you did something, and you didn't do anything. All you did was move it. Now listen, all you did was move it. Interest rate's not your problem. Lack of a budget, lack of focus, lack of attacking this is your problem. You need to get fired up and pissed off about being in debt.
Okay.
And get after your debt. List it smallest to largest, pay minimum payments on everything but the little one, and get after it. Because here, the problem when people move debt around, they use words like pay it off. You didn't pay it off. You moved it. And 2% savings on the interest rate is not your issue. Your issue is getting focused, getting on a budget, living on beans and rice, selling so much stuff the kids think they're next. Get fired up and wired up, baby. That's what does it. That's what moves the needle. Ken, there's so much of what you teach about jobs and what we teach here that is about action. Mm-hmm. It's motive, which leads to motivation.
Yes.
Personal finance is 80% behavior. It's only 20% head knowledge. There's so much about a job, or choosing a career, stepping into something that is about, don't try to trick it. Don't try to trick your way past the hard work. There's no shortcut to any place that's worth going, Beverly Sills used to say.
He's absolutely right. And so why are you going after it? You've got to remind yourself on the journey, why am I doing this? I get that it takes time. If you walked out on the street today with a camera and a microphone and you asked people, are you willing to do whatever it takes to get where you want to go, whether it be career or in your money, most people look at you and instantly say, absolutely. But if I followed up and I said, well, but I think they mean that. But then here's the follow-up question. If I said, are you willing to wait as long as it takes?
Ooh.
That's exactly what happens. They literally can respond that way. And here's why. There's something about the human condition where we want everything now. That's what this journey is all about. It's what Dave talks about all the time. It is the budget helps you control the behavior issue to where you go, hey, this is a long slog. This is going to take time. And so you have to, whether it's in your career and doing work that you deeply want to do because you know you were put on this planet to do it, or it's paying off debt and saving money so that you can live like no one else. All of this is the same exact conversation. You want to live like no one else? You want to work like no one else? It's going to take time, and you better have the big picture in mind and know that this is a climb, but it is going to be worth it when I get there. There's no shortcut. There is not a shortcut.
A generation ago, there was one of the world's best golfers. Was a guy named Gary Player.
Yes.
And the story's been told about him over and over and over again through the years that he was warming up at a tournament on the driving range, and he's pulling back that driver and sailing that ball out there 300, 360, 350 yards, whatever, just popping that drive straight as a string. And this guy walks up behind him and goes, I would give anything to hit a golf ball like that. Mm-hmm. And I think he caught him at the wrong moment because he turned around and said, no, you wouldn't.
Yeah, it's a fantastic story.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah,
you would not stand out here in the heat and hit 2,000 golf balls. Hit golf balls so long that you get blisters. Hit golf balls so long that the blisters bust.
Yeah.
Hit golf balls so long that you can't hold the golf club anymore from the busted blisters. You tape up your hands and you hit another 1,000 balls. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's right.
You wouldn't do anything to hit a golf ball like that. To which the poor guy just said, "I'm sorry I asked, but just But that's the thing. I would do it. No, you wouldn't. You got to be willing to do it. And so that's the thing. And I'm not picking on Michael here. That's not the issue. But the issue is there's a thing about action and paying the price, live like no one else so that later you can live like no one else, that supersedes a little bit of interest saved by moving it to a HELOC.
So true.
88% of the people that move their debt over for debt consolidation go further into debt, don't get out of debt.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 times.
Yeah. It's interesting.
They don't change their habits that put them in there in the first place.
That's right.
They feel like they did something. Mm-hmm. And that's dangerous to feel like you did something when you did nothing.
Yeah. You know, there's a theme here we're talking about, folks, that Dave just brought up. You got to be passionate about getting out of debt. That gazelle intensity, where's that come from?
Passionate about getting the next job.
You got to be passionate about doing work that you were created to do to help people. So what's fun is you do a word exercise, and there's a German word, and there's also a Greek word. The root word of passion means to suffer. Now, here's the deal. When it's rice and beans, beans and rice, gazelle intensity, working 3 or 4 jobs. The last couple of times I've been on the show, we've had single moms, back-to-back shows, who paid off an enormous amount of debt with multiple kids, doing everything. That is suffering.
That's
to
passion.
suffer. That means these people know it. The word passion, folks, we got to get this. Isn't like some romantic, motivational poster word. This is, I am willing to suffer, to go through pain and withhold pleasure. That's what that means, in order to get an outcome that I desire greatly. Whether it's starting a business, inventing a product or service, getting out of debt, losing weight, changing your relationships, your marriage. I'm going to tell you something. Passion. You got to be willing to suffer for that outcome.
There you go. This is The Ramsey Show.